Hey, this is Jason with Lloyd Land Surveying on this snowy day here in southeastern Oklahoma. Been doing a little reading and thinking about our profession as land surveyors, and wanted to give you a little information and insight into what we think about and what we consider our profession to be about and what we do. It's not really about just going out and taking measurements of somebody's deeds and putting those on the ground. There's a lot more information involved in that. We're actually, surveyors are actually public servants when it comes down to it. We're not, when somebody hires an attorney, they want that attorney to plead their case or to argue in their interest and try to get the results that the client wants. Well, for surveyors, people hire us, but it's not just, the surveyor is not just concerned about our clients' boundary lines. We're also concerned about their neighbors' boundary lines because we care about the public. And so as public servants, we would survey the same line for your neighbor as we would for you, being that there's no title issues and that the descriptions adjoin properly. And so I hear people all the time think that a person can hire a surveyor like an attorney, and they can get the line put where they want it. And they're always moving it over every time they get it surveyed. And the surveyor, they can hire them and pay them to move that line over. Well, I can tell you, I know a bunch of surveyors, and I don't know any of them who would be willing to risk their license to do something shady like that, because we have the public interest. We're stewards of the public boundaries between neighbors. And we take that responsibility very seriously. And so, it's not just your line that we're concerned about. It's your neighbor's line also. And so in our search and in our duties, there's a lot of different kinds of evidence that we take into consideration. It's not, we try to find out any issues that there may be between the title work. We try to look at the adjoining owners to make sure there's no issues. Sometimes it's not always the old fence that's right. I just done a survey here a week ago or so, Bud did, and the fence was off about 60 foot in one area. So already right then you're trying to figure out, well, why is that the case? What's going on? And it turns out that one of the landowners let me know that he and his family had erected that fence with some substandard measurement techniques. And so they didn't know where it was supposed to be. But, if you don't look into that kind of stuff, you might come out there and just think, a surveyor is not just going to yield to any old fence. You don't know where it came from. The same thing with the monuments, fence corners or old monuments that have been there a while, but just because they've been there a while doesn't mean that it necessarily is the best evidence of the boundary. And it doesn't mean that it doesn't automatically mean because it's old that automatically, the neighbor's description or deed or rights are being infringed upon. So there's a lot more to being a land surveyor and caring about the public and caring about the common boundaries and the peace of the neighborhood than just going out and making measurements. And so, a lot of time people, wonder about the expense of surveying, because it's expensive to get property surveyed because there's just so much involved in it. And there is some liability, and there's some care that has to be taken. And so if you want somebody to do it that's competent, and to do it right and carefully and due diligence involved, then, there's just some expense involved. But, what surveyors are really selling is not staking so you can put a fence up. What they're really selling is some peace of mind. we want to do the best work that we can with the tools that we have. And we want you to feel confident when we mark something on the ground that you can have full use and enjoyment of it. And so we need to be able to take our survey and show our competence before a judge or a jury or whatever the case is, and explain what we're doing. But what our role is and what our responsibility is really public servants. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you, and God bless you, and have a good day.